Welcome to Small Arms Solutions. Today we have the opportunity to look at some Walther pistols. This particular one is a Walther PPQ, PPQ M2 Subcompact LE to be specific. The PPQ is Police Pistol Quick Defense. Now, I want to do a call out to Michiko, to William Trotter over Ozark Bear Arms, because I've been trying to get Walther guns for quite some time, and I have been unable to get anything from Walther as T&Es. So, Walther is a name that's been around for a long time. It was very common, World War II, of course, where the Walther P38 and so forth. Walther is very significant, not so much in the U.S. as they are in Europe and Germany. A lot of these pistols are designed for police use, and the PPQ is no different. The parent pistol for the PPQ is the Walther P99 QA, which was introduced in 2000. The PPQ had some major changes over the P99 QA, and that has to do with the way that the striker works. On the PPQ, the striker is fully cocked, so as you pull the trigger back, you're not pulling back on the striker, it's already fully cocked, so when you pull back, it releases. Where on the P99 QA, you had a half-cocked, so it's more similar to a Glock in the way that the trigger worked. Some other changes included a complete redesign of the grip. You had a redesigned trigger guard, and you also had the front slide serrations that were added to it as well. Now, overall, the feel of this pistol is very well. Now, this being the more compact version, you have 3 different magazines. You have a 15-shot magazine with the extension, and of course, as you can see from my hand, it gives me something to grip a hold of. Then you had a 10-round with a extension on the bottom just for your one finger, which again, for someone with my size hands, it's very, very difficult. Then you have another 10-shot magazine, which is flush for concealability, which gives you a lot less to hold on to. Overall in size, this has more of a feel of a Glock 26 type for as far as its overall size. However, this is a more comfortable grip than the Glock 26 by a long shot, because it's got a lot more girth to it. So obviously I prefer the 15-shot myself. Now we're looking at ambidextrous features on here. We have the ambidextrous slide release on both sides. Now, of course, we have a safety. We have 3 safeties on here, very similar to that of the Glock. We have what's referred to as the trigger safety. We have a firing pin safety. Then we also have what's referred to as a quick safe. Now, looking at the magazine release, we have right and left side. Now, this can be reversed over for a left-handed shooter. Now, we also have, for shooters, we have a removable backstrap. Pop out a pin, and we have an additional type backstrap on the end to make it a little bit larger. So going over some specifications for it, we have a 9x19mm caliber. Operation is short recoil. The barrel in here is a 3.5-inch barrel, and it's also polygonal rifled. So you have that benefit of the polygon rifling. As we talked about the magazines, 10-15 round magazines, those are manufactured by Mekar out of Italy. Overall length, 6.6 inches, a height of 4.4 inches. And again, we said safeties. We have trigger, firing pin safety, to quick safety disconnect. Width of 1.3 inches with a weight of 18 ounces. Now, additionally, we have on here as a feature, we have the 1913 rail. Now we're going to talk about the sights. As we see here, we have a 3-dot sight system. Now, what we have here is the LE version of the pistol. So what we're going to do now is we're going to turn off some lights, and we're going to show you how this luminous paint works on these sights. Now, looking at the sights, you're going to be able to see that they look pretty much white right now. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take a white light source, and we're going to hit the sights. And now we have, looks like tritium night sights by this paint. So this is a feature that separates the law enforcement version from the commercial version. So we're going to talk about the slide right now, because this is another really neat feature of this pistol. The slide we have has a finish is Tenefer. Those of you who are familiar with Glock know about the Tenefer finish. Now, the Tenefer finish is one that's no longer done by Glock due to the fact that it's a cyanide-based finish, and it's illegal to do here in the United States. Now, it's legal to do in Europe. It's legal to do in Germany. It's not in the U.S. So Glock, due to the fact that they have an American-made plant, they keep everything the same. So they stop using the Tenefer in favor of the NDLC, which they use now, which is legal to do in both countries, and the pistols are made the same. Where in Germany, they're able to do the finish. Now, we talk about what's the difference, what's so wonderful about Tenefer finish. We look at the hardness, the Rockwell scale. We look at the Rockwell scale is 64 on Rockwell scale for hardness. A diamond is a Rockwell 70. So that literally shows you how durable this finish is they have on this slide. And again, it's what Glock used for all those years. It's also 99% saltwater resistant as well. So we also have toolless disassembly. So we're going to show how this is done. So check, make sure it's empty. When you look at the slide here, we have to pull the trigger like we do on most striker fire guns. Pull that, pull down, slide comes right off. So we have a dual recoil spring similar to that of the Glock pistols. Now we do have a live cartridge indicator. As you can see, there's a slot on the top. If you look down, you would be able to see the brass cartridge case. These don't always really work that great. The ones that work with the extractors tend to be a lot better, but under certain circumstances, you're going to be able to see that. We have the barrel. Again, we have a polygon rifle barrel. Looking at the inside, we're able to see the firing pin block and the striker. And we can see the extractor, which is on the inside as well. Now looking at the frame, we have polymer, we have rails that are molded right into it, the extractor, spring, trigger bar. Very simplistic. As you can see, that unlike the Glock where you have the disconnect on the side, this is you're just pulling the striker back because the striker is already pulled all the way to the rear, so you're just releasing it. So for reassembly, you drop the barrel in. Insert the recoil spring. There you have it. What we're going to do now is go to the range and we're going to see how it shoots. Now, the ammunition we put through here was the ammunition coming out of Norma. It was a 115 grain jacketed hollow point and also some Black Hills 115 grain full metal jacket. Have to say, accuracy was superb. We had no issues with it, reliability whatsoever. The trigger on here was quite nice. Due to the fact you had to have cock position where this is striker's fully cocked to the rear. That certainly helped in the trigger pull and it helped with the accuracy. Now, again, we do have the LE version here with the sights on here. We do have the full-size pistol. Now, the full-size PPQ is very common for use in law enforcement and military throughout the world and in Germany. The Walther name isn't as common over here. Most of the time we think of Walther here, we think of the Walther P38s and so forth. We just don't see as many of the Walther handguns there. But in Europe, they're much more common. They're much more available. And Walther also makes these guns specifically for law enforcement purposes, which we're going to see with some of the other guns we have coming up as well. We have a PPS coming up and a couple other ones as well. But we do hope you enjoyed this video. Please click like, please subscribe, and even better, share.